your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Moments away from opening pitch here in game number 2 of our CIF San Diego section. High school baseball at Petco Park coverage. Welcome to Petco Park, everybody. Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you as we get you set for Bishops taking on Francis Parker in the middle of a 3-game slate here at Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. Each and every broadcast brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Let's get you the starting lineups for both of these teams. Bishops designated as the home team. They come in today at 8-9 under head coach Kurt McCaskill. 2-0 in league out of the Coastal League. They represent the Division II San Diego section. Same with Francis Parker, the Lancers, at 4-8 out of the Coastal League. They're 0-2 in league, and they also are out of Division II. Ahmad Stevens is the head coach for the Lancers. They will be batting first. Let's get you the starting lineup for the Francis Parker Lancers. Chris Williams, who's also pitching, will lead things off. EJ Barnes, the second baseman in the 2 spot. Nevin Noonan, the shortstop, batting third. Behind him, cleaning up, is Jacob Campagna. Also catching, Nicholas Fahmy, batting 5th over at third base. Corey Berenson out in left field, batting 7th. Ethan Platt, the penultimate batter in the lineup, playing third base. And Sam Castillo will round out the order for the Francis Parker Lancers. Joe Mayer is catching. Not exactly sure what the audio disruption is. You're in the press box. But regardless, Joe Mayer is playing catcher. Jake Molinar is over at short. Hunter Cates is the pitcher. Christian Nava bat. Hunter Cates will be on the bump for Bishops, for Bishops. You hear some of the audio disruption. We apologize here in the press box. We're set up in the press box where they also have the PA announcer secondary mic where they test it. So we apologize if you hear that in the background. Do our best to remedy that as much as possible. Back at Petco Park for Bishops versus Francis Parker. Hunter Cates will be on the bump for Bishops. They're wearing their brown uniforms, yellow stripes, round numbers and letters on the front and back, white pants. Lancers in their all grays with the Francis Parker brown and yellow outline on the front and back of their jerseys. For Bishops, on the mound is Hunter Cates. He's also batting third in the order, but on the season for Cates, a 2.88 ERA, 0-2 record in 5 appearances. So phenomenal ERA. The problem is he just hasn't gotten a lot of help from his offense, and unfortunately that will eventually result in losses. Chris Williams, who is pitching for Francis Parker, will lead things off here for the Lancers as we get things going. First pitch from Petco Park here in game number 2 of our day comes at 4:02 p.m. 64 degrees and overcast, but mostly sunny weather. The 1-0 pitch missing outside. 2 balls and no strikes here to Chris Williams. On the season for Williams, batting .308. Good for second on the team. Does have 4 RBIs as well, taking ball 3 low and inside. 3-0 now to the pitcher. Multifaceted athlete here for the Lancers. Quickly dealing his Cates. The 3-0 is taken at the belt for strike 1. 3 balls and strike. Earlier today, in game number 1 of our 3-day slate here at Petco Park, saw Torrey Pines take down Sage Creek. The 3-1 in from Cates, taken on the outside corner for strike 2. So full count from 3-0 to full count. Hunter Cates works his way back here against the first batter of the ballgame, Chris Williams. Cates working quickly from the stretch, delivers the 3-2, popped up to shallow right field, but it glides just foul, and will do it again. Out there in right for the Knights was Coleman. Cooper Coleman making a good effort, but just couldn't catch up to it. Nonetheless, it was a foul ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the first batter in the top of the first inning, Chris Williams. Hunter Cates, not much of a stretch, really starts from the belt and goes right into his windup and the payoff pitch. Missing outside, ball 4, and Chris Williams draws a walk here to lead things off for the Francis Parker Lancers in the top of the first inning. And for a team in Francis Parker who's 4-8 and needs to pick up some wins, the best way to build momentum is to make the other team work. And right there, Hunter Cates, 7 pitches, 4 balls, 3 strikes, runner on first here. EJ Barnes stepping in, playing second base today. Barnes, the runner on first, steps in. First pitch from the righty, Cates. Hacked at and fouled back for strike 1. Barnes on the season, bats .297. Has 2 RBI and 5 doubles, which leads the team. Looking for an extra base knock here as the shadows grow long at Petco Park. At the latter part of this day, of course, game number 3 of our day, Mira Mesa taking on Patrick Henry, will begin around 7 o'clock. Still got a full game here. The top of the first inning, runner on first, nobody out for EJ Barnes. Hunter Cates did check Williams back to first base, and the pitcher with a 1.5 steps off the bag. The first pitch in is on the outside corner for strike 1 to Barnes. This is the middle of, or actually this is the final of a 3-game series between these two teams. Bishops won the first game on the 3rd of May, 5-2. They won the last one, an extra 7-5. Here in game number 3 of the series, the 0-1 pitch fouled down the first base line for strike number 2 to Barnes. So EJ Barnes down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. This is an important win for both these teams of Bishops trying to vie for first place in the Coastal League. Trying to push it to 3-0 in the opening series of league play for them. The 0-2 in from Kelly. A change up to third. Nava is there. It's a second for 1. The relay to first is not in time in the fielder's choice. 5-4 puts out number 1 on the board, and EJ Barnes reaches first on the fielder's choice. So runner at first, 1 out now. Nevin Noonan stepping in. On the season for Noonan, .308, 8 RBI. Does have 4 runs scored as well. EJ Barnes, not a big steal threat over at first, but it's always good to have a runner regardless. 1 away here to Nevin Noonan. First pitch, swing and miss, strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away here to Noonan. Runner on first. No score in the top of the first inning. Cates delivers the 1-1. Take it in the left field. That's going to drop for a single. And Nevin Noonan advances Barnes to second, reaches on first. The first base knock of the ball game comes by way of the third batter here in the top of the first inning, Nevin Noonan. Advancing to second, E.J. Barnes. Jacob Campagna now stepping in the cleanup spot on the season for him. 303 batting average. Does have 10 RBIs to lead his team. Francis Parker this season has yet to hit a home run. Bishops has 2 to their offensive total so far this season. 1 out, 2 on. Campagna stepping in. First pitch outside, ball 1. Hunter Cates. You will see him batting as well. Both these teams have pitchers who also hit. Hunter Cates in the 3 spot for Bishops. We saw Chris Williams just get thrown out after walking on the fielder's choice 2 batters ago. The 1-0 into Campagna. A 1 hopper. Back to the mound. Gloved by Cates. He'll underhand it over to first for out number 3. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a pair stranded on base. Top of the first inning has come and gone here. No score. Bishops up next on their offensive opportunity. I'll get you their top 9 in the field for Francis Parker. On the other side of the break, you're watching or listening to Prep Insider CIF San Diego section. Baseball game of the day brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco, first pitch into Joe Mayer is taken at the knees for strike 1. And I guess that wasn't the end of the inning for Nevin Noonan, because it seems like they called, I think, a balk and advanced the runners. So there's 2 outs, and it's a 1-2 count to Noonan. Over at third is Barnes. Over at second is Noonan, and Campagna's up. Okay, so that's what happened. So just a miscommunication on the field with us here up in the press box, but everything is squared away. So it's still in the top of the first inning. E.J. Barnes at third, Nevin Noonan at second, and Jacob Campagna has a 1-2 count against Hunter Cates, who's trying to get out of the inning with 2 away. Delivers the 20th pitch of the inning. This one's taken down the third base line, just left of the foul line. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Francis Parker Lancer's 4th batter, Jacob Campagna. This is the second of 3 games today here at Petco, and the second of 6 total games going into tomorrow afternoon. All 6, of course, here on the Prep Insider stream. Campagna digging back in. Cates ready, towing the rubber. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 on. The ready delivers a fastball. Line to right center field. Is there enough room? There is. It drops. 1 run comes in. 2 runs come in. And the Lancers take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Barnes and Noonan come in to score courtesy of the 2 RBI single by Jacob Campagna. And you hear the Lancer dugout on the third base side cheer and jubilation, as they should, as they strike first. 2-0, runner on first, 2 away, and Nicholas Fame stepping in the 5th spot. Fame batting .269 on the season. First pitch from Cates, a strike at the knees. Oh, 1 pitch. Nope, it's a pickoff attempt. Sliding back safely is Campagna, nothing doing. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors here in the top of the first inning for the Lancers. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Knights, who were trying to get out of the top of the first. Just giving up the 2 runs. Fame steps back in. Cates is ready, delivers the 0-1. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2-0 score here. 2 away in the top of the first. The 0-2. A sweeping fastball, but missing low and away for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nicholas Fame. Francis Parker. Bishop's offensively has been very good this season. Defensively, their pitching staff holding opponents to a sub-3 average. The 1-2 pitch fouled back off the screen. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Francis Parker as a team is batting .237. Not the total Ahmad Stevens expected to this point into the season, but this is a group that's still growing together. Of course, the 2021 school year has been a beast in itself for each individual trying to balance the world of coronavirus. The 1-2 pitch cut on and missed, strike 3. The throw over to first is in time for the 2-3 putout, and that's finally the end of the top of the first inning. 2 runs come around to score on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 1 half inning here from Petco Park. 2-0 Francis Parker up over Bishops. Back for the bottom of the first inning in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section Baseball Game of the Day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning, Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you. Each and every broadcast brought to you by State Farm and Mission Fed Credit Union. Mission Fed Credit Union is proud to partner with the CIF San Diego section, and they are also San Diego's largest member-owned non-for-profit financial institution serving San Diego County. Banking at Mission Fed means doing good for San Diego by putting money back into the communities through supporting and helping hundreds of local nonprofit organizations. Also, big thanks to Ronald Wang and the State Farm crew. You can reach Ronald Wang at 858-484-1297 for all of your service needs. State Farm is here to help serve you. All right, starting 9 for Bishops as we hit the bottom of the first, trailing 2-0. Joe Mayer will lead things off. Jake Molinar behind him, and Hunter Cates, the pitcher, in the 3 spot. Christian Nava will clean up. Victory Johnson out behind him. Julian Tang batting 6. Gavin Lee in the 7th spot. Rhett Larocca is the penultimate batter, and Cooper Coleman is the final and 9th batter for the Bishops offense. For the Lancers, Barnes at second, Noonan at short, Campagna behind the dish, Fame out in right field. Left field is occupied by Berenson. Platt is in center, and Creo is at first. The shortstop is Noonan. Ready to go. The first pitch into Mayer, fired in by Chris Williams, misses a low for ball 1. Williams, of course, was the leadoff batter for Francis Parker. Walked and then was out on a fielder's choice thereafter. Leaves the 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2. On the season for Williams, that's Chris Williams. 1.97 ERA, 1-2 record in 4 appearances. The 2-0 has popped up in the shallow center out of second base. A collision between Platt out of center and Barnes out of second, I believe. The catch was made by the second baseman Barnes, and it was. So a scary collision between E.J. Barnes and Ethan Platt. They're both okay. And Joe Mayer goes down for out number 1, popping out to second. So communication is important. Well done, though, by Barnes out of second to secure the out and make contact. Jake Molinar now will dig in here for Bishops. First pitch to him, missing for ball 1. On the season for Jake Molinar, batting .218. Does have 6 RBIs, though. I mentioned only 2 home runs as the 1-0 pitch is taken right over the heart of the plate for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away, 2-0 score here in the bottom of the first. The Lancers lead the Knights. And Molinar digs back in the 1-1. High, deep drive. Right field, back to the track. But it's going to drift foul for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now here to the righty, Jake Molinar. As a collective, Bishops is batting .242. They only have 67 RBIs, though, in the 17 games that they've played, and only 2 home runs, Larocca and Coleman. The 8 and 9 hitters in the lineup today for Bishops are the only 2 that have accounted for home runs this season for the Knights. A beautiful curveball, but it actually came inside and hit the knee of Molinar, and he'll head to first base on the hit by pitch. It did not look like it was that far off from up here. But that does put a runner at first with 1 out now in a 2-0 ball game, and Hunter Cates, the pitcher, in the 3-hole here for Bishop, stepping in. Cates, a phenomenal two-way player, batting .294 this season, 4 RBI. Also leads this team with 15 runs scored. How about that? A pitcher who goes and gets runs. Only thing you're doing is helping yourself. Why not? Most altruistic thing you can do. Runner at first. They did check him, but he gets back easily. That being Jake Molinar. Double play depth in the middle infield here for Francis Parker. And Cates takes a ball up and away. 1-0 the count. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors here for Francis Parker. Bishops has no runs, no hits, and no errors in the bottom of the first inning. Game number 2 of our day in downtown San Diego. Beautiful day for baseball. The 1-0, big swing and a miss for strike 1. Christian Nava waiting on deck here in the cleanup spot. Expect a lot of substitutions, folks, because as much as these teams want to win, they want to get as many of their athletes onto the field as possible. The 1-1 from Williams. An outside fastball. It missed, but Cates half-heartedly swung. They say he did not go around. 2 balls and a strike now to Hunter Cates. 2-0 score here. Francis Parker struck first in the top half of the first inning. Bishops has an out on the board, but a runner in first with a 2-1 count to Hunter Cates. Chris Williams ready. Toes the rubber. Pearson fires the 2-1. Runner goes. And the ball is popped back into the third deck out in front of us. And that evens the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'll tell you what, nothing like a metal bat at a Major League Baseball park, because I mentioned this in the first game. Everything reverberates here. There's probably about 100, 200 fans in the stands, but obviously not nearly enough to make the ballpark feel full. And when you have a metal bat, that reverberates as a pickoff attempt, but nothing doing as Molinar gets back safely. When you hear the crack of a metal bat out here, it reverberates, and it makes every single hit feel like a home run. Two balls, 2 strikes. Williams ready. He delivers to Cates. Curveball, chopper to short. Noonan is there. To second for 1. Barnes on the turn, and it's not in time. A fielder's choice, 6-4. Puts Cates at first, retires Molinar. 2 outs now for Christian Nava, the cleanup batter for Bishops. Nice play. Noonan drifting to his right, able to underhand it to Barnes, and Barnes just a little late on the turn. He was also off the bag. Carrillo at first had to extend up to his left to corral the throw and limit the damage. Christian Nava will step in now for Bishops on the season for the man wearing number 9, 224 batting average. Does have 10 RBI, though. That leads the team. So we at the bottom of the first inning here. 2-0 score. Francis Parker up. They dropped the first 2 of the series to Bishops, trying to take game number 3 here at Petco Park. It will be the final time these 2 teams match up in the regular season out of the Coastal League. This is a league game. Runner on first, ready to go here against Christian Nava. The righty Chris Williams toes the rubber from the belt. Rocks and fires the first pitch upstairs, ball 1. 4 umpires out at today's game, trying to treat it as a Major League Baseball game. They do such a great job here, the Padres and the CIF, for putting this together for all the student athletes who partake. The 1-0 in from Williams. Left outside for ball 2. Nava with an eagle eye right now. And I remember prior to the first game today, Torrey Pines, Sage Creek, just watching the Torrey Pines players get off the bus and walk into the stadium. It's different when you're on the field. It really is. It hits you differently. The 2-0 pitch, though, was swung and a miss by Nava for strike one. And these wonderful student athletes who work so hard, both in school and on the field, a lot of them multi-sport athletes, getting a really wonderful opportunity here to play at the Cathedral of Baseball Stadiums. The 2-1 from Williams. Hacked at but fouled back into the second deck. Evens the count. Two's across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away to Christian Nava. 2-0. Francis Parker up over Bishops here in the bottom of the first inning. Hunter Cates at first. Christian Nava facing a 2-2 count. Williams checks the runner at first. Kicks and fires the 2-2. Curveball chopped to short. Noonan is there. He'll get it to Barnes at second for the force out. And out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man stranded for Bishops. 2-0. Francis Parker leads. Led to the top of the second. And be back for more from Petco in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section Baseball Game of the Day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco Park, Jonathan Rifkind on the call with you. The second of 3 games here today. The nightcap will be Mira Mesa taking on Patrick Henry. That's going to be a fun one. Under the lights here at Petco. How about that? The day started at 1. Torrey Pines beat Sage Creek 7-2 in North County battle. And here in the Coastal battle, Francis Parker up over Bishops 2-0 as we head to the top of the second. And it'll be Hunter Ryan, Corey Berenson, and Ethan Platt, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Francis Parker during this time. Folks, I want an opportunity to remind you to download the CIF Sports 365 app for Apple and Android to connect with all of your favorite teams with access to schedules, rosters, scores, statistics, and more. Never miss a moment with Sports 365. You can listen to all of our broadcasts on the CIF Sports 365 app as well. Download on Apple and Android today. Hunter Cates back out there on the mound for his second inning of work. Had 26 pitches in that first inning, 18 strikes, 8 balls, but gave up 2 runs as well. Both were earned. And Hunter Ryan to step in to face Hunter Cates now. On the season for Hunter Ryan, batting 125. Does have a pair of RBI, though, to his total. Cates ready, fires in the first pitch of the second inning. Fastball upstairs taken for ball 1 by Hunter Ryan. I'll relay the field for you here for Bishops in a moment. The 1-0 pitch taken at the knees, a fastball at the belt for strike, or at the knees, I just said that, for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're already in hour 4 of broadcasting, so I apologize for the brevity. Though I am a professional, so I suppose I shouldn't make excuses. The 1-1 pitch is outside. It was framed by Joe Mayer. He thought that it was a strike. Home plate umpire said, nope, it's a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Hunter Ryan. The 2-1 quickly dealt in by Cates, fouled back off the screen, and that evens the count now to Ryan. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Petco Park located here in downtown San Diego, just outside off the bay, surrounded by modern buildings and just a phenomenal sight. One of the top baseball stadiums in the nation, playing host to quality high school baseball. 2-2 pitch misses up and away, full count now to Hunter Ryan, and he has worked his way back, looking to become the leadoff base runner here. Remember, Chris Williams walked to begin the game for Francis Parker. The 3-2, half-hearted swing, and it's fouled to stay alive. Good job by Hunter Ryan. That was a tough pitch. He fights it off to stay alive here. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Lancers here in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bishops went down quietly in their half of the first. The 3-2 popped up. Center field on the move is Larocca. He makes the catch to his left for out number 1. Tang in left, Rhett Larocca in center, Cooper Coleman in right. Barnes at second, Victory Johnson at first, Jake Milinar at short, Christian Nava at third. Behind the dish is Joe Mayer, and on the bump, Hunter Cates. That's the field for Bishop so far. Remember, a lot of subs. We're expecting a lot of subs in this one. Both teams trying to get in as many athletes as they can. First pitch to Corey Berenson rather. He shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's taken for a strike regardless on the season for Berenson. Batting 160 with 2 RBI. The 1-0 pitch, or the 0-1 pitch rather, he swings it and misses for strike 2. The Coastal League, home to a lot of very solid teams in Division 2. The 0-2 pitch fouled back by Berenson, and he stays alive to do it again. Bishop's vying for that top spot right now, and sweeping Francis Parker would be mighty helpful. They're 2-0 so far in league play, but Francis Parker, sure they're 4-8, but they really want to win league as well, and taking the back end of this series would mean a ton to them too. Berenson fouls back another one. No balls and 2 strikes. Will do it again. Quiet day at the ballpark. Wind blowing steadily out to right center field at gusts of 5 to 8 miles an hour. And just picture perfect weather. The 0-2 pitch, a curveball taken on the inside corner. Called strike 3, and Berenson goes down looking for a strikeout on the day for Cates. Out number 2 here in the second inning. And that'll bring up Ethan Platt on the season. He's batting .214. He does have 4 RBIs and one of the 2 triples for Francis Parker as well. His team really hits for contact, not so much for power. Batting down to .237 collectively coming into today. First pitch to Platt is taken upstairs for ball 1. They're making Hunter Cates work. 39 total pitches so far. 27 strikes, 12 balls. He's been pitching a lot of strikes, and he deals another one there. Taken on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike now. He's also given up those 2 hits that ended up turning into the 2 runs for the Lancers in the top of the first. A 1-1 called at the knees. So 3 pitches all have been taken by Ethan Platt. And Platt finds himself down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the top of the second. Cates dealing hard. Fires in the 1-2. A pitch in the third. It's swung on and missed. Platt will be out on the 2-3 put out as well because the pitch was in the dirt. And that will end the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. The top of the second is scoreless for the Lancers. They still lead the Bishops Knights 2-0. Victory Johnson, Julian Tang, Gavin Lee, 5, 6, and 7 batters due up on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Prep Insider, CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Back in a moment for Petco Park. Lancers up over the Knights 2-0. Back here at Petco, we apologize for getting back from the break late. We just had an audio technical difficulty. All that you missed was Victory Johnson in the 5th spot, leading off here for Bishop, striking out on 4 pitches, courtesy of Chris Williams. So 2-0 score. The Lancers still lead here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And Bishop's with 1 out on the board. Victory Johnson goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Chris Williams. Julian Tang steps in now and takes a first pitch strike on the season. Tang batting .248 and takes another fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 2. How about Chris Williams? Not staving away from these batters. Only 23 pitches in, 14 strikes, 9 balls. And he delivers the 0-2 here to Tang. High fastball has him out missing for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chris Williams. Has 2 outs on the board. And Francis Parker looking real nice right now. 2 runs, 2 hits for them. No errors, no runs, no hits, no errors for Bishops. 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 2nd. And Gavin Lee digging in here. Takes a first pitch ball low and away. On the season for Gavin Lee, batting .200. Does have 7 RBIs though. And takes one right to third base, but Ryan, that's Hunter Ryan is there. And he makes the grab for out number 3. So a line out to the third base, men. Makes it a 1-2-3 inning, including 2 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 2-0, Francis Parker up over Bishops. To the top of the 3rd we go.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco. 2-0, Francis Parker up over Bishops. Want to take a special moment to say thanks to all of our sponsors, including State Farm. Everybody, if you have any insurance needs, hit up Ronald Wang. Ron has you covered. 858-484-1297 for all of your insurance needs. Thank you to Ronald and State Farm for sponsoring today's slate of broadcasts. All right, Francis Parker ready to go back on the offensive side of the ball. The order turns over now. Back up to Chris Williams, I believe. Indeed it is, and Williams on the day, 0 for 1. Rather, 0 for 0. He walked back in the 1st inning, but was out on a fielder's choice thereafter. The first pitch in from Hunter Cates. Popped up, shallow right field. And then waved out of play for strike 1 as a foul ball. Chris Williams has been pitching really well. No hits, no runs. 2 strikeouts and no walks to his day. Trying to go 1 for 1, already 0 for 0, but with a walk. Stays away from the 0-1 pitch. It's outside, ball 1, evens the count here to Williams. Cates quickly delivering the 1-1. Fastball at the numbers, but a tad too high. 2 balls and a strike now. Overcast skies beginning to greet us here as we get into the latter part of the afternoon. Coastal fog should make its way in the next hour. 2-1 pitch, a fastball taken on the outside corner and absolutely paints it to even the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chris Williams. Cates quickly dealing from the belt. The 2-2, looping curveball has him out well in front of it for strike 3. A swinging strikeout gets Chris Williams, the 2nd strikeout on the day for Hunter Cates, and out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. E.J. Barnes now will step in. Barnes 0 for 1 with a run scored, reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Was the first of the 2 runs for Francis Parker. Reaches for a fastball, but pops it up out of play. Shadows continuing to grow longer here. The night game, the Mira Mesa game, That's going to be well under the lights by the third inning. The 0-1 here. Fastball missing outside, and Barnes takes it for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 2 runs, 2 hits for Francis Parker. No errors, no runs, no hits, no errors for Bishops. And Cates delivers the 1-1. Popped up, this time down the first base side in foul territory, and it goes into the Francis Parker dugout. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to E.J. Barnes. Nevin Noonan on deck in the hole. Jacob Campagna, should we get that far here in the inning? Game number 2 of our 3-game slate at Petco Park. Nice showing for the Francis Parker Lancer fans to our left and the Bishops fans to our right. The 1-2 in from Cates. Good take from Williams on the low and outside fastball. Thought about going, held it back, and it was enough to even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cate from the rubber, peers and fires the 2-2. Changeup has Barnes well out in front. Able to tip it off the end of the bat and out of play to keep alive here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barnes digs into the right-handed batter's box. Cates the righty, deals a fastball. It's skied to left center field, but it's shallow and enough room for Jack Molinar to glide back out there to the grass and make the catch for out number 2. What looked like a solid hit just died in midair and allowed Molinar to get over to it. So Barnes is out, 2 away. Nevin Noonan, the third batter in the lineup, digs in now. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Singleton came around to score on the 2 RBI single by Jacob Campagna back in the first. Looking to increase his total here. 2 away, top of the third inning, and the first pitch is taken for strike 1 at the belt. The 0-1, Cates bounces one in the dirt. Good job by Campagna Joe Mayer behind the dish. Not that there are any batters on base to have to stave away, but always good when you make the blocking attempt. The 1-1, this one a changeup taken at the knees for strike 2. And from this angle, folks, all the way up in the press box, it's really nice to be able to see the movement of these pitches. You can really see a sweeping curveball, looping curveball, 2-seam fastballs, the 1-2 in. And that fastball missing outside for ball 2 rather. So 2s across the board to Nevin Noonan. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in a 2-0 ball game. Francis Parker up in the top of the third inning. Hunter Cates trying to get out of it with pitch number 58. He delivers the 2-2. And he just earths a fastball to bring the count full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat pending now. Pitch number 59 of the game for Hunter Cates here comes at the top of the third inning with 2 away. The payoff pitch in. Fastball, dribbled to short. Molinar is there, takes a step up, fires it across the diamond, and Johnson gloves it in time for out number 3. Francis Parker goes down quietly in the top of the third inning. It's a 1-2-3. Half of the third. Rhett Larocca, Cooper Coleman, and Joe Mayer due up for Bishops. On the other side of the break, you're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Chris Williams back on the mound to begin his third inning of work. Welcome back to Petco Park, everybody. In the middle of our 3-game slate here for the CIF San Diego section. High school baseball games at Petco Park, hosted by the Padres on the road this weekend, which affords these would eventually amount to 12 teams taking the field here between Friday and Saturday, giving competition all across San Diego and Imperial County an opportunity to play at the mecca of Major League Baseball parks. And trust me, folks, this is not an exaggeration. I'm not from San Diego, so my bias, you can't sit here and tell me that I have a bias because I'm not from San Diego. Now, if I was from San Diego, you could say, oh, well, you're from San Diego, so obviously you think that Petco is the best ballpark in the nation or a top 3 ballpark. But honestly, it just is. It just is. I'm from LA. I'm not a Dodger fan. I like Dodger Stadium. I'm not an Angel fan. I like Angel Stadium. Of Southern California stadiums, Petco Park is by far and away the best. Chase Field's all right up north, and we all know about the Coliseum. So as far as California goes, I think we can all agree that Petco's the nicest. On the West Coast, I've been to Safeco, not even close to Petco. So the Padres know what they're doing here, and they want to afford the opportunity to play on these grounds to some local talent as well. The bottom of the third inning kicks off here for Bishops with Rhett Larocca, who takes a first pitch ball from Chris Williams low and inside. On the season for Larocca, I mentioned it earlier, he has accounted for one of the 2 home runs for this team this season, but he's batting .200 with 4 RBI otherwise. Calls time quickly. Chris Williams steps off the mound. He toes the rubber now and gets ready. Fires in the 1-0. Bouncing in the dirt. Campana backhanding it behind the plate. 2 balls and no strikes here to Rhett Larocca. Cooper Coleman waiting on deck. Joe Mayer back at the top of the order in the hole. Coleman batting .195 waiting on deck. So the back of this order is one you really want to get going if you're Bishops, but the 1-0 pitch is a big swing and a miss. And rather, that was the 1-1 pitch, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Rhett Larocca. These bats need to wake up, especially if the top part of the order is quiet. The 1-2 win from Williams. Popped up, fouled back right at me, but it just bounces about 4 rows shy. I did not bring my glove today, so maybe tomorrow I'll bring my glove. I was not expecting high school baseball players to be hitting foul balls into the 3rd and 4th row decks up here, but these guys can smash. The 1-2 popped up, shallow right field. A trio of Francis Parker Lancers head towards it, and ultimately Fame out of right field makes the catch for out number 1. F9 brings up Cooper Coleman now, as I mentioned. He's batting .195 on the season. Does have 9 RBI, though, which is good for second on the team. Right-hander in the batter's box, right-hander on the mound. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0, Francis Parker lead. The first pitch to Coleman, a fastball missing outside, ball 1. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Knights. Both teams have stranded 1 on base so far. Williams working on hitting number 3 and pitch number 33. And the 1-0 pitch misses upstairs for ball 2. He's thrown 20 strikes and 13 balls now. Consistent total, but obviously trying to go right at these guys, and he does with the 2-0 comebacker. Cooper Coleman out in front, misses all of it for strike number 1. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out here, 2-0 score, bottom of the 3rd inning, game number 2 of our day. Williams delivers the 2-1. This one misses upstairs, and a good eye from Coleman in the 9 spot. Draws a 3-1 count. If you can get Coleman on, I mean, that's a huge benefit if you're Bishops. He is 1 for 1 on the season in stolen bases. The 3-1 fastball paints the outside corner and brings the count full now to Cooper Coleman. Payoff pitch here. The second time Chris Williams has been in this position here today, has not given up a walk. The payoff pitch, a big swing, but it goes straight back down in foul territory, and we'll do it again for pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Williams did give a base runner up by way of a hit by pitch back in the first to Jake Molinar. He was out on fielder's choice thereafter. The payoff pitch, though, bounces in the dirt in front of the plate for ball 4. Williams walks his first batter, and Cooper Coleman is over at first base after a 7-pitch walk. Order turns back over now to Joe Mayer, 0 for 1 on the day out of the leadoff spot. Popped out to second base back his first time up. As I mentioned, Coleman over at first, 1 for 1 on the season in stolen bases. A double play would end the inning. Middle infield in the depth. We'll see here. They try maybe a hit and run. The first pitch from Williams to Mayer. He takes it to right field. It's in foul territory, and out of first base, Carrillo able to get a glove on it and make the catch for out number 2. Well, that's a great way to retire Joe Mayer. One pitch, a pop out into foul territory, 2 outs now, runner on first. And Carrillo making an athletic play to his left off of first base. Good thing he's a lefty. I don't know if he would have gotten there as quickly otherwise because he has that jump with the glove already near the ball. That brings up Jake Molinar now 0 for 0. Was hit by a pitch his first time up. Swings and misses at a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count to him. The shortstop has been one of the more consistent batters for Bishops this season. Trying to up his total here. The 0-1 fouls it back into the second row. Clanks out in front of us. We'll do it again at 0-2. 2 runs, 2 hits for Lancers of Francis Parker. No runs, no hits for the Knights of Bishops. Francis Parker close to USD in the city, the Point Loma area. Just a gorgeous area. And, of course, the Knights out of Bishop, they are out of Bishops, but they're out of La Jolla. The 0-2 upstairs, ball 1 for Jake Molinar. Yeah, Bishops has that spot right across from the taco stand in La Jolla. We're not sponsored by the taco stand, but I feel comfortable enough to shout them out anyways because I go there so much. The 1-2, called strike 3 at the knees. And Williams picks up his 3rd strikeout to retire the side. Molinar goes down looking, no runs, no hits, no errors. And Coleman stranded on first. 3 innings have come and gone from Petco Park. And the Lancers up 2-0 over the Knights. Back for more in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider, CIF San Diego Section Baseball Game of the Day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco, I want to thank some of our sponsors. Scorebook Live is the official digital content partner of the CIF and your destination for following all of your favorite teams and players. Head to scorebooklive.com for scores, live play-by-play, and more. We also want to thank Adventist Health. Adventist Health congratulates all CIF student athletes, their schools, and their supporting communities for their achievements. Your strength inspires us to do more than practice medicine. You inspire us to transform lives. Adventist Health, the official healthcare partner of the CIF, together inspired, and of course in a year unlike any other. And I get chills as I say that sitting here at Petco Park. I think that all of us are so grateful and appreciative of all of the medical and healthcare workers putting themselves on the front lines, trying to give us a semblance of normalcy. I don't think we would be here at Petco Park without the folks that we don't see putting in the work to make sure that we can have student athletes on the baseball diamond and broadcasters in the press box and fans in the stands. And so we definitely want to extend a special appreciation to Adventist Health and all of our healthcare organizations that work with the CIF. All right, here for the top of the 4th inning, Francis Parker up 2-0 over Bishops. Jacob Campagna will lead things off here. Check that. That is, I believe it is Campagna. They have it wrong up on the board. As the 0-1 pitch is fired in there from Hunter Cates and taken for ball 1. Cates sorts quickly from the stretch. He delivers the 1-1. It's taken on the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. And Cates has settled in here after giving up those 2 runs back in the 1st inning. Ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He fires in the next pitch, bouncing in the dirt. Good take. The 2-2. A comebacker gets through into center field for a single. And Jacob Campagna is now 2 for 2. He had a 2 RBI single back in the 1st. Leads off the 4th inning with a Lancer single as well. The 3rd hit given up by Hunter Cates. The 2nd taken by Campagna. Runner at first. Nobody out. Nicholas Fame stepping in the fifth spot. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning, the final out of the first inning. Out in right field, Fame has had a good day fielding. Both balls hit out to him. He's fielded cleanly. Runner at first, nobody out for Francis Parker. First pitch to Fame is a big swing and a miss for strike one, Hunter Cates. His fastball has been on. I think it's been the off-speed pitches that has afforded these Lancer batters an opportunity to get a handle. The 0-1, another fastball. This one misses outside, but a balk is called, and Campagna is awarded second base on the pitcher error. That is a rare sight in high school baseball for a pitcher to get tallied with a balk. Hunter Cates, though, gets one right there. Campagna at second. Nobody out. 0-1 count to Nicholas Fame, who's 0 for 1 today. And a 2-0 score here in the top of the fourth. Francis Parker leads Bishops. Cates delivers the 0-1. Bunt is shown. He pulls it back, and it's called a strike. And then the back pick attempt over to second. The throw from Mayer to Barnes goes well over his head in the center field, but Larocca is there, and Campagna holds at second base. So that could have been a disaster. But luckily for the Lancers, or rather for Bishops and the Knights, they were able to stave off the damage. But now a conversation is being had. Head coach Kirk McCaskill for the Bishops came out to talk with our umpiring crew, and now all four umpires are huddled in the middle of the field, closer to the pitcher's mound, to have a conversation. What they're talking about, I have no idea. They're definitely unhappy about something. What they're unhappy about, I couldn't tell you. So until we get some clarity, I think that they were double-checking the box. So they're calling Campagna, they're confirming him safe at second. And it's an 0-2 count here to Fame. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Francis Parker. No runs, no hits, no errors for Bishops here in the top of the fourth inning. A game that has gone blazing quickly. First pitch was at 4:02. The 0-2 pitch, missing low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Cates, 67 pitches in, 45 strikes, 22 balls, consistent total for him. He has a runner at second with nobody out here in a 1-2 count. He fires it in, and Fame takes a big swing, gets a nice crack, but it goes straight back off the netting, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Petco Park almost has a mythical vibe to it. It doesn't feel real. It feels almost like, you know, when you go into the Venetian in Las Vegas and you go downstairs and they have the fake sky and, you know, you have the canals. It's supposed to feel like Venice. That's what this feels like. It almost feels too perfect to be real. But it's so real, and it's pretty unbelievable to be at this stage right now. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner on second from Petco. Cates delivers, and another foul ball off the bat of Fame. He's doing a great job fighting off some tough pitches to stay alive here. Cates checking Campagna over at second. It delivers the 1-2, and it hits the left deltoid of Nicholas Fame. He's going to head over to first. That's the second hits batsman that we've had today. Now 1 on each side. On the other side, Jake Molinar was hit back in the first inning for Bishops. So runners at first and second and nobody out. Now a conversation to be had on the mound. Head coach Kirk McCaskill comes out to talk with his entire infield. And they're going to clear the base paths as well. So we're going to have a timeout on the field as the pitching staff discusses the next move. There'll be runners at first and second with nobody out. Patrick Henry Francis Parker up over Bishops 2-0 here in the top of the fourth when we return in just a moment from Petco Park.
For your surprisingly great rates, Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco, the meeting adjourns, and we are back to baseball. Nobody out, middle infield, a double play depth. The corners are in, runners at first and second in the top of the fourth inning. Francis Parker up over Bishops 2-0. The batter is Hunter Ryan, and he takes the first pitch inside for ball one. Hunter Cates has now dealt 71 pitches. 2 runs, 3 hits to his line today. 1 walk, 1 hit batter, and 2 strikeouts. The righty towing the rubber with 2 on and a 1-0 count. Hunter Ryan 0 for 1 today with a fly out to center. Takes a big swing and a miss at the 1-0 pitch to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Shadow's really growing long now. The left side of the infield is completely covered by the stanchion shadow as the sun begins to set overhead. The 1-1, a grounder to the third on his knees is Nava. Over to second for 1, and that was a great high IQ play at the hot corner. Christian Nava goes to his knees. Recognize that Campagna is basically at third base, so you can't get him out. Fame is going to second. That's the easiest throw, so a 5-4 put out gets Fame out, and then the turn, but Hunter Ryan was already at first, so it's a fielder's choice 4-6. Ryan at first, Campagna at third. Corey Berenson stepping in. Now he struck out looking his first time up. And the first pitch to Berenson is a grounder in between short and third. It's through in the left field. Coming in and scoring is Campagna. Over to second goes Ryan. Berenson is on with an RBI single. And the Lancers take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the fourth inning. Berenson picks up his third RBI of the season, and it comes in a big way. First run given up here in the fourth inning for Cates. Has runners at the corners, and now I believe we will have a pitching change for Bishops. It looks like Jack Castagnola will come in here. Sophomore, 5'8", 150-pound pitcher will take some warm-up. So during the pitching break, we're going to step aside for a 1-minute timeout. 3-0, Francis Parker adds on to their lead here. They have runners at the corners with 1 out and 1 around in the inning. Hunter Cates' day is over. His final line, give him 4 1/3 innings pitched. Check that, 3 1/3 innings pitched. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. I'll give you the line for the new pitcher here in just a moment. We'll step aside for a minute during the pitching change. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. 3-0. Lancers over the Knights. Back in a moment from Petco.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco, new pitcher is Jack Castagnola. Ends the day for Hunter Cates here. Runners, they actually called back Ryan. So Ryan is at second. Berenson's at first. 1 around in the inning. And the first pitch is a grounder from Hunter Platt to third. And Nava is able to make the throw over to first for out number 2. So really quickly, Ethan Platt was up. He was 0 for 1. Grounded out to third right there. Moving from second to third goes Hunter Ryan. From first to second goes Corey Berenson. There's now 2 outs. Berenson, rather. And Sam Carrillo steps in now. On the season for Castagnola, he's 0 for 1, or 0 and 1, I should say, with a 2.42 ERA in 4 appearances. A really nice ERA. Only 2 strikeouts, but 7 walks to his season. Only 3 earned runs in 8 2/3 innings pitch. A nice line for the lefty reliever. Sam Carrillo steps in for his second opportunity. Struck out back in the second. First pitch from the lefty. Taken at the knees for strike 1. Castagnola sort of has a sidearm sweeping motion with the way that he throws the baseball. Think about the slider that Chris Sale throws, but think about it every single pitch that's thrown as opposed to just a slider. That's how Castagnola releases the baseball. Really tough to hit. The 1-1 upstairs taken for strike 2 to Sam Carrillo playing first base. Castagnola looking to get out of the inning with only the 1 run. The 2-1, a grounder to second. The dive is made by Barnes, but he bobbles it. And coming in and scoring is Hunter Ryan. That should be an RBI knock. It is. Sam Carrillo picks up an RBI. From second to third goes Berenson. That run is earned to Hunter Cates. So 5-0. Francis Parker just taking it to Bishops right now. Bishops won the last 2 games in this series back on Tuesday and Thursday. Francis Parker looking to avoid the sweep. Back to the top of the order. Chris Williams 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, steps in. The first pitch to him. Big swing and a foul back for strike 1. Runners. Runner at first. 3 around in the inning. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Francis Parker. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Lancers. Though 0-1 pitch has popped up, but well out of play and foul for strike 2 here for Chris Williams. Williams on double duty today pitching. He's pitched a stellar game so far. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. 0 for 1 on the day so far with a walk and a strikeout as a batter. Down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Castagnola delivers. It's lined to third, but Nava is there to make the catch for out number 3. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. 3.5 have come and gone here from Petco Park in San Diego, California. The Francis Parker Lancers lead the Bishop Knights 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm. Back in a moment for more from Petco.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hit up Ronald Wang, one of our premier sponsors here for this weekend's events at State Farm at 858-484-1297. He'll hook you up with all of your insurance needs. Back here at Petco Park, Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you in game number 2 of our 3-game slate on a Friday. The CIF San Diego section high school baseball games at Petco Park hosted by the Padres. Here on the Prep Insider CIF section baseball game of the day brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. In the bottom of the 4th inning, it's 5-0. Francis Parker piled on 3 runs in the top half of the 4th to secure their 5-run lead, and they are currently shutting out Bishops. The only base runners Bishops have had has come by way of a hit by a pitch back in the 1st and a walk in the 3rd. Other than that, the bats have been mighty silent for the Knights, and Hunter Cates, the pitcher, batting in the 3-hole, will try and change the course here. He's 0 for 1 Grounded out back in the first, looking to change the tune of the day so far. The first pitch in from Chris Williams, missing low and away for ball one. Chris Williams has a great pitch count as well. That was his 44th pitch, and it comes here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 27 strikes, 17 balls. He delivers the 1-0. Cates gets a handle on it, but then fouls it back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to the pitcher. Chris Williams towing the left side of the rubber. Pearson fires the 1-1, missing outside for ball 2. Good eye by Cates. It's Cates, Nava, and Johnson. The 3 due up in the inning here for Bishops. Two balls in, a strike. Williams ready to go. He fires it in. And it misses low and away for ball 3. Good eye by Hunter Cates. Williams has only given up 1 walk today. That was drawn by Cooper Coleman. He did hit Jake Molinar back in the first as well. The 3-1 in. Cates takes it up the middle into center field for a single. A very quiet single. Finally gives Bishops their first hit of the day, and it comes by way of Hunter Cates, who's standing on first base here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs a hit now, and no errors for the Knights. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Lancers. Both teams have stranded 2 on base. Christian Nava ready to go. Now he's 0 for 1, grounded out into a 6-4 fielder's choice his first time up. Victory Johnson waiting on deck. Runner on first, middle infield, and double play depth. William delivers the first pitch. Popped up, right field. Fame on the move. It's in foul territory. And it goes off the netting after a valiant effort to make the grab. No balls and a strike here to Nava. And they're trying to get their cleanup hitter going. That's Bishops. He's been pretty quiet in this 3-game series. What better way to get him going than you're in game number 3 at Petco Park, and you hear the Bishops dugout singing on the first base side, trying to just inject some energy into their offense. Down by 5. Runner on first, 0-1 count here to Nava. Williams delivers a pitch in the dirt. Great job by Campagna to get in front of it. Stave off any damage done by Cates on the base paths. 1 ball and 1 strike, now the count. Cates not much of a stealing threat. Does have a stolen base on 3 tries on the season. I don't think they're going to test the arm of Campagna with Cates at first. The 1-1 here. Nava watches it. Tad too low for ball 2. Bishop's very vocal now. Trying to just reverberate their voices off of the stanchions here. A 2-1 popped up, shallow center field. A trio of Lancers over it to it. It's made by the shortstop, Nuna, for out number 2. Oh, Noonan, excuse me. Cates stays at bay at first. 1 out now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Lancers. No runs, 1 hit for the Knights. And 52 total pitches for Williams. He has been stellar and very consistent from the bump today. Victory Johnson steps in 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time up. First pitch to him, missing low and away for ball 1. And actually, we have a pinch hitter in for Bishops. It's Jack Castagnala, the pitcher, coming in place of Victory Johnson. So Hunter Cates is actually a DH now, and Castagnola, who came in as a relief pitcher, is batting, and he pops out to left field on a 1-0 pitch for out number 2. So Victory Johnson is still at first base. He's basically he's just not in the batting lineup. The pitcher, Castagnola, is in his spot in the 5th spot. And Hunter Cates, who was the starter, is now the DH for Bishop. So that's the lineup change for the Knights here in the 4th inning. 2 outs now, and Julian Tang stepping in. And actually, it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here for him as well. It looks like Ray Thornton will come in place of Julian Tang. Tang ends his day 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The first pitch to Thornton missing. No, taken, but called a strike on the outside corner. Thornton, just a sophomore, standing at 5'6", getting big ups here with a runner on first and 2 away. The 0-1 pitch missing low for ball 1. Has yet to record a hit this season, this just being his 4th plate appearance. He has scored 3 runs, though, as a pinch hitter. And how great would it be for the sophomore to get his first hit of the season at Petco Park? The 1-1. A fastball missing low and away for ball 2, and I think that's the mindset here for Bishops. Why not bring in Thornton? I mean, I mentioned this earlier. We are going to see a ton of subs here in the latter half of the game because they want to get as many of these student athletes onto the field as possible to play at Petco Park. The 2-1 taken on the inside corner for strike 2, and Chris Williams on the mound as a 2-2 count with 2 away and 1 on here. He's ready to work his way out of it. He delivers the 2-2. Fastball upstairs for ball 3. Out in right center field, just overhead, there's a park. And prior in game number 1, earlier in the day when the sun was out and it was a little bit warmer, there were people picnicking, watching the game, and now there are a ton of dogs out there. The payoff pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Williams picks up his 4th K of the day, getting Thornton down on strikes. And that's the end of the 4th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left on base. 5-0 Lancers lead the night. So the 5th inning we go from Petco. Francis Parker up 5-0 over Bishops. Back for more in a moment here on the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco in the press box, Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you. No matter how you're listening or where you're listening, all of us here, Prep Insider in the San Diego section, appreciate you making us a part of your Friday afternoon plans. Castagnola back out there for his 2nd inning of work. 8 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 balls. But his team trails 5-0 to Francis Parker as Gavin Lee, check that, as EJ Barnes will lead things off here for Francis Parker. He's 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice in the first, came around to score the first run of the game, popped out to short in the 3rd. Took the first pitch for a ball, waved and missed at pitch number 2 here for strike 1. A fastball had him out. He was out in front of the fastball. That's how quick he was to try and get that ball out of here. Get you the dimensions of Petco here in a moment. The 1-1 gliding inside, but tad too far for ball 2. It's funny, back in the early game, Torrey Pines, Sage Creek, there was a hit by Torrey Pines and Bryce Martin that, if it was in a high school baseball field, would have been a home run to straightaway center. But here at Petco, it was at the warning track and it was an out. The 2-1 pitch missing inside for ball 3. Good eye here by EJ Barnes. And so it's definitely a different feel playing out there with the dimensions as the 3-1 pitch missing inside ball 4. Barnes walks. Castagnola gives up his first walk here today. Nobody out with a runner on first now for Francis Parker, and Nevin Noonan steps in 1 for 2. A single run scored in the first. Ground out to shortstop in the 3rd. But as I was saying, earlier, as I mentioned, the Torrey Pines fly out to center by Bryce Martin. That would have been a home run anywhere else. I mean, that's the thing at playing at Petco. The dimensions just so different. 336 down the line, 343 left center. Straightaway center is 405, 396 to right center. And straightaway right field down the line is 322. First pitch is a changeup swung on and missed by Noonan for strike 1. He's 1 for 2 today, as I mentioned. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Knights. Here in the top of the 5th inning. In the back end of this game, the Bishops needs to find some way to muster offense, but you got to find a way to stave off your opponent first. Pickoff attempt, nothing doing as EJ Barnes gets back easily. Barnes on the season does have 3 stolen bases in 5 tries. Little infield, though, looking for that double play. We'll see if they send him here on a hit and run with an 0-1 count up on the board. Noonan digs into the right-handed batter's box. The lefty Castagnola delivers the 0-1 upstairs, ball 1. Remember, at 7 o'clock, we'll have our nightcap Mira Mesa taking on Patrick Henry in game number 3 of our day. Castagnola delivers the 1-1 upstairs, ball 2, and that was just almost like he was playing catch with Joe Mayer. There was no velocity to that. That ball had no movement. It just stayed upstairs, and Mayer almost received it as if he was playing catch with this pitcher. 2 balls and a strike here to Noonan. Castagnola ready, toes the rubber, checks the runner at first. Pearson fires the 2-1 upstairs, ball 3, and Castagnola has been elevating a lot of his pitches. Most of the pitches that we've seen miss from other pitchers so far today have been low and away. Castagnola typically missing high. Here in his second inning of work, 8 strikes, now 9 balls and 17 total pitches. Over at first base, Barnes takes a 1.5 step lead. The 3-1 into Noonan. A big swing, but just a tad early as he ropes it, but well into foul territory. To bring the count full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nevin Noonan. Clouds really starting to waver overhead now as we head towards sunset. The 3-2 pitch, a slider missing inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks here for Francis Parker. Put runners on first and second. Barnes at second, Noonan at first. 2 walks on the day for Castagnola. And now there'll be a conversation to be had by Kirk McCaskill, the head coach of Bishops, and his entire infield at the mound. We'll see if Castagnola's day is done. And I think it is. Cooper Coleman out in right field is being called into the huddle. So I'm wondering if Coleman, who is a lefty, will be coming in here for Bishops, take over as pitcher. And it will be. So Coleman comes in from right to pitch, and Castagnola takes his spot in right. At least that's what it looks like. We'll get the full clarification here in just a moment, as there is a new pitcher in. So Castagnola, we know for sure, is in right field. We saw Coleman come in. The question is did he come in and take a position? So as they take the warm-ups here, we're going to step aside for a quick break. Francis Parker up 5-0 over Bishops. Pitching change. Back in a moment for Petco.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, we got it all sorted out. Christian Nava comes in to take the pitcher's spot in place of Jack Castagnola, who's now out in right. Hunter Cates over at first, and Victory Johnson moves to third. The first pitch from Nava in to Jacob Campagna is taken low for ball 1. There's runners on first and second here. Nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Jack Castagnola goes 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no strikeouts, and 2 walks in his appearance. The 1-0 is a big swing and a miss by Campagna for strike 1. He's 2 for 2 today. Rather, he's 1 for 2 today. No, he's 2 for 2. They have the board wrong here at Petco. I'm not exactly sure why. I know I'm right. He had a single and 2 RBIs back in the first. singled and scored a run in the fourth. Runners at first and second. Nobody away. 1-1 count. 5-0 ball game. And Nava delivers another fastball, this one missing upstairs. I'll give you a relay of the field here in just a moment as the 2-1, because there have been some other changes as well. The 2-1 in is outside ball 2 to Campagna. Castagnola's in right, Rhett Larocca in center. Thornton is now in left for Tang. Hunter Cates at first, Barnes at second. Jack Molinar at short. And actually Gavin Lee's at second now. Coleman's at third, Molinar at short. Behind the dish is still Mayer. The 3-1, a crack off the bat, but it goes down the third base line and foul to bring the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Cates, Lee, Molinar, and Coleman first to third, and Joey Mayer behind the dish. Nava is the third pitcher of the day here for Bishops. Payoff pitch pending here with runners on first and second and nobody out. He checks the runner at second and fires it in. It's a comebacker on one hop to the mound. Nava gets it, underhands it over to first in time for out number 1. On the move from second to third goes E.J. Barnes. Nevin Noonan goes to second. It almost works like a sacrifice for Campagna, but he doesn't get awarded the sacrifice. Instead, it's a 1-3 putout. Runners in scoring position with 1 out now for Nicholas Fame, who's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the first and walked in the fourth. By the way, on the season, for Nava as a pitcher, 22 2/3 innings, is second on the team as he fires in a ball low to Fame. In 22 2/3 innings, he has 33 strikeouts to 11 walks, so a 3-to-1 ratio, pretty solid. He has a 1.54 ERA, which is best on the team, and a 1-1 record. The 1-0 pitch fouled back out of play, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Knights here. The top of the 5th inning. From Petco Park at the CIF San Diego section. High school baseball games of the day hosted by the Padres. Both these teams started off working pretty quickly, but since then it's been a pretty slow pitch to pitch. Both teams taking their time. Nava delivers the 1-1. Fame takes it at the knees, but it's called a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the right fielder. And Nava ready to go once again. Pitch number 10 to his outing. Pending, he toes the rubber. From the belt delivers the 1-2. And off the end of the bat, a good swing by Fame to keep it alive. Or to stay alive, I should say, and do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Remember, we have 3 games tomorrow, 10, 1, and 4. All games here on the Prep Insider stream. We have 1 more game tonight. Mira Mesa taking on Patrick Henry. That game starts at 7. We're in the back end of this one in the top of the 5th. The 1-2, a fastball missing outside to even the count. Fame thought about going, staved off of it wisely to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 2 on here. Runners in scoring position at third and second in Barnes and Noonan, respectively. Nava fires the 2-2. Fastball low for ball 3. From 1-2 to 3-2. Fame's done a great job working his way back into the count, bringing it full. The second full count we've seen from Nava. The last time he had a full count was against Nevin Noonan, and he walked him. The payoff pitch here from the righty, Christian Nava. Peers and fires. Up and in, ball 4. Fame will take his free base and load them up. Walk number 4 given up collectively by Bishops. Walk number 1 given up by Nava. And walk number 3 here in the inning alone. Bishops having a tough time finding the strike zone, I should say. They're still looking for it. So Barnes at third, Noonan at second, Fame at first. And now Hunter Ryan, who's 0 for 2 today, but reached on a fielder's choice, will step in. He does have a run scored as well. Third baseman in the right-handed batter's box, waving the bat over his right shoulder. Nava ready. Delivers the 0-0 pitch. A fastball and a hack and a miss for strike 1. 2 runs came in the first for the Lancers and 3 in the fourth. The Knights only have 1 hit and no runs. The 0-1 pitch fouled down the third base line. And we'll do it again. No ball and 2 strikes, though. Hunter Ryan quickly down in the count. 8 strikes, 7 balls, 15 total pitches for Nava here. Came in 2 batters ago against Jacob Campagna. After Jack Castagnola went 2/3 of an inning. Castagnola currently playing right field. Nava with an 0-2 count, trying to get out of the inning. Looking for out number 2, delivers. A sweeping changeup on the outside corner has Ryan swinging and missing for strike number 3. Nava picks up strikeout number 1 to his day and puts out number 2 up on the board now. Bases loaded, 2 away for Corey Berenson. And if you remember, Berenson got the RBI base knocked back in the 4th inning on what was the first of the 3 runs for the Lancers. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI and a run scored. Struck out, or rather flew out, back in the 2nd inning. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Barnes at third, he led off with a walk. Noonan at second, he followed it up with a walk. Then Falme walked to load the bases. In between that was a ground out and then a strikeout for 2 outs. Berenson takes a fastball inside for ball 2. 9 balls and 9 strikes now for Nava here in batter number 3 to his outing. It is sleek white cleats. He deals the 2-0 pitch and it misses upstairs. So he's missed outside, inside, and upstairs. You got to think he's probably going to go back to the middle of the plate. And on a 3-0 pitch, that's exactly what you're looking for as a pitcher. Pearson fires the 3-0. At the belt, taken for strike 1. Mira Mesa, the Marauders, have just entered Petco Park, and they take the third base seats to watch this one play out. The 3-1, though, missing upstairs, ball 4, and that's going to walk in a run. E.J. Barnes comes in to score here. 4 walks given up in the inning now, and that run goes against Jack Castagnola. So he has an earned run with a potential for more if Noonan comes in and scores as well. So an RBI, base on balls. The bases remain loaded. From second to third goes Noonan. From first to second goes Falme. Berenson takes first, and Ethan Platt steps in 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a ground out. Takes a fastball up and in for ball 1. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Knights. The Knights took the first 2 games of the series. Lancers trying to avoid the sweep here at Petco. The 1-0 pitch is taken at the knees for strike 1, a fastball. Just paints the outside corner knee high. And Nava working hard now, trying to get out of the inning, limiting to the damage to 1 run. Delivers the 1-1, missing outside, went to the same spot, but Nava missing, and Platt takes it for ball 2. Both these teams in the thick of Coastal League play. They both represent San Diego Section Division 2. 2-1 pitch is a changeup. Platt was well out in front of it, missed all of it to even the count. 2's across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Bases juiced up and 1 around in the inning here in the top of the 5th. Nava quickly delivers the 2-2, misses low and away for ball 3, and once again we have a full count situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 around in the inning, and the base is all juiced up. Francis Parker trying to add on to their total here. Ethan Platt steps back in the 3-2. He fouls it up and back out of play into the second row. And we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Lancers have been battling. This has been the most complete game that they've played against Bishops to this far in a game so far this season. The payoff pitch, called strike 3 at the knees, and finally, mercilessly, the top of the 5th inning is over for Bishops, but not before 1 run comes around on no hits, no errors, and the bases left loaded. 6-0. Francis Parker up over Bishops. They'll have Gavin Lee, Rhett Larocca, and Cooper Coleman, unless we get pinch hitters due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-0 score from Petco. Back for more in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego Section Baseball Game of the Day. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and, of course, State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco, Chris Williams back on the mound, getting ready for his 5th inning of work with a 6-0 lead intact. How good does that feel as a starter to be out there in the bottom of the 5th inning at Petco Park, only giving up a run? He has hit one batter and walked one as well, but other than that, he has had a consistently phenomenal performance. His fastball has been hitting his spots. His changeup has been getting guys off balance. And the righty has 4 strikeouts to his day as well, and he'll face Gavin Lee. And actually, nope, he will face Gavin Lee to lead things off here. No, there will be a pinch hitter. They love to do this to us at games like this. I don't doubt any singular person. I don't blame any singular person. The pinch hitter is Cameron Oyang. Takes the first pitch, a called strike on the inside corner. So he comes in for Gavin Lee. Oyang is a freshman, the only freshman on this roster, and he takes another strike for strike number 2. He quickly finds himself down in the count. So Gavin Lee's day is done. He goes 0 for 1 with a line out to third. And Oyang stepping in here. Down in the count 0-2 to Williams. Williams deals a fastball upstairs for ball 1. On the season for Oyang, batting .219. Does have 5 RBI as well and a 2-bagger. The 1-2, he checked his swing. Did he go around? He did. Called strike 3. And Oyang is sent down swinging. 5 strikeouts for Chris Williams. Now 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Francis Parker leads 6-0 over the Knights. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 5 left on base for the Lancers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base for the Knights. And Rhett Larocca, actually no, another substitution is Boynton, the freshman. High deep drive, left center field. On the move out of center is Platt. He can't make the catch. Rounding first and standing on second is the freshman Boynton. And the freshman gets a double in a pinch hit situation here for Bishops. That's his first hit in his varsity career, and it comes at Petco Park. That's pretty phenomenal if you ask me. They got to go get him that ball back. How many people can say that their first ever high school hit came at a Major League Baseball stadium, much less one of the nicer ones in the nation? Cooper Coleman, though, we know he's up in the 9th spot. Waves and fouls off a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count to him. He's 0 for 0 today with a walk. Boynton at first, as I mentioned, you only had 4 plate appearances prior to that at-bat. As yet to record a hit prior. So good for him. 1 for 5 now on the season, but that one is a double here in the 5th inning at Petco Park. Williams checks him at second and delivers the 0-1 to Coleman. Coleman takes it upstairs to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. What a day at the ballpark. Lancers struck first in the 2nd. They added 3 more in the 4th and 1 more in the 5th. Bishop's only had 1 hit coming into this inning. Picked up another one right there with 1 away by Boynton. The 1-1, a big swing and a miss for strike 2 to Cooper Coleman. And Williams, who has 5 strikeouts intact so far, looking for number 6 here. As Patrick Henry has just entered the building. They are now sitting on the first base side near the Bishop's dugout. So Samir Mason, Patrick Henry looking on, awaiting their 7 o'clock start. The 1-2, waved at and missed. Strike 3, Coleman goes down swinging. The 6th strikeout of the day for Chris Williams. 2 outs now with a runner on second. And Joe Mayer back at the top of the order steps in. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of pop-outs, 1 to second and 1 to first. So looking to change the tail of the tape here in the bottom of the 5th. trailing 6-0 with 2 away and a runner on second. The first pitch to Mayer, a looping curveball taken on the inside corner for strike one. Chris Williams has quite an arsenal, but that fastball curveball combination has really been effective for him here this afternoon. Toes the rubber and checks the runner at second. That's Boynton. Pearson fires the 0-1. Popped up, shallow infield, and it drops. A miscommunication. And now we have a pickle. Boynton gets caught between third and home. Ryan Campagna trying to chase him down, and Campagna tags him for out number 3. And a base running error ends the 5th inning. It was a Joe Mayer infield single. And then Coleman, or rather Boynton, goes to third. He decides to test it and go home, I guess. He gets caught off the bag. And what amounts to a 3-5-2 putout ends the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on base. To the 6th inning we go. 6-0. Francis Parker up over Bishops. Back in a moment from Petco Park. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So we're going to get the new fielding position sorted out for you back here at Petco Park. Jonathan Rifkin on the call with you for our Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. 6-0. Francis Parker has been electric here tonight. They lost the first 2 games of the series to Bishops, but trying to avoid the sweep. But what better way to do it than at Petco Park? Up 6-0 here. Christian Nava back on the bump here for his second inning of work for the Bishops. And the top of the 6th inning, Francis Parker, who is the away team, looking to add to their 6-run total. It's going to kick off with Sam Carrillo in the 9th spot. RBI single, struck out in the second as well. Takes a first pitch strike at the knees, 0-1 to him. Carrillo, Williams, and Barnes due up. Yang comes in at second base now, by the way, the freshman, as the 0-1 pitch is swung and a miss for strike 2 to Carrillo. Yang at second, and the only other change, actually, I think that's the only change. Coleman remains at third, so Yang now takes over at second base for Lee. By the way, the 0-2 pitch taken outside for ball 1. Nava quickly dealing the 1-2. This one is a hopper over to second through the diving glove of Yang and into right field for a single. Sam Carrillo now 2 for 3 on the day in the 9th spot. Over at first base with a leadoff single here in the 6th inning, and that'll turn the over back to Chris Williams, who has had a phenomenal day pitching, only given up those 3 hits, does have 6 strikeouts and no walks. At the top of the order, he's 0 for 2, though. Walked, struck out swinging, and lined out to third in his 3 trips here in trip number 4. Looking to turn the tide, though. His team is up 6-0. Runner at first, nobody out here, top of the 6th. Nava toes the rubber, checks the runner, and delivers the first pitch. A fastball taken on the outside corner. He's done such a good job utilizing his heater to keep batters off balance on the outside corner. Middle infield looking for the double play. Pickoff attempt. Carrillo's back over easily. And Carrillo on the season has yet to attempt a steal. The 0-1 here from Nava dealt in. Curveball waved down third. It stays fair. Bobbled by Coleman. And that'll allow all runners to be safe. From first to second goes Carrillo. And Williams is on. I believe that'll be awarded an error. We're waiting for the official rule here as E.J. Barnes steps in. And indeed it is. An error by Coleman, just his second of the season, has runners at first and second. With nobody out, E.J. Barnes stepping, and he's 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored. Reach on fielder's choice in the first, takes the ball upstairs, 1-0 count to him. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Knights. Here in the top of the 6th inning. The 1-0 win from Nava. Perhaps a tad too high. It looked over the plate, and it was taken for ball 2. Nevin Noonan on deck. Jacob Campagna in the hole. Should we get that far? Runners on first and second in a 2-0 count in a 6-0 ball game. At the top of the 6th, this one, the 2-0 ripped to center field. Larocca on the run, makes the catch, backpedaling for out number 1, and quickly heaves that ball in to make sure runners stay put at first and second, Williams and Carrillo respectively. So E.J. Barnes flies out to center for out number 1. That'll bring up Nevin Noonan. Noonan on the day playing shortstop has been great. He's 1 for 2, singled, scored a run in the first, grounded out to short in the third, and walked in the 5th, but he was stranded on third thereafter. 6 runs, 6 hits for the Lancers, no runs, 3 hits, and now an error for the Knights here in the top of the 6th. Runners on first and second, 1 out. First pitch to Noonan, bouncing in the dirt for ball 1. Nava checking over at second real quick. Middle infield could end the inning with a double play. The 1-0. This one a pop-up, though, to right field, and it's going to go well into foul territory, about 8 or 9 rows back in the stands. 1-1 the count, 1 away, 2 on here. Remember, Mira Mesa, Francis Parker, or rather Patrick Henry, is our nightcap. That'll begin at 7 o'clock. Or around 40 or so minutes after this game wraps up. First pitch time was 4:02 for this one. Sun beginning to set just a tad. So we hit the summer months. Obviously, the days grow longer. Overcast skies now as we started the day really with nothing but clear weather. The 1-1 in from Nava. Noonan takes it towards third. It's in the gap into left field, and it's down. Rounding third and testing the armors, Carrillo. The throw to the plate is not in time. An RBI single for Nevin Noonan here gives the Lancers a 7-0 lead in the top of the 6th. Over the third goes Williams. Carrillo comes in and scores. And then Noonan advances the second on the throw. 1 run, 2 hits in the inning so far, and an error in the field. Carrillo is an earned run to Nava. But if Williams comes in to score, it will be unearned. First pitch to Jacob Campagna in the 4th spot is upstairs for ball 1. Campagna is 1 for 3, a run scored, a stolen base. He singled in the 4th as well. Grounded out in the 1st and the 5th, back to the mound. Nava quickly dealing, 1 around in the inning. Runners at second and third, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. A comebacker at short, gliding to his left. Mullen are able to make the catch and whip it over to first for out number 2. Coming in and scoring, though, from third is Chris Williams. And with 2 outs now, it's an 8-0 Francis Parker lead. Noonan advances the third on the play. So an RBI 6-5 putout gives us 2 outs. That run is unearned. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Bishops. Nicholas Fame steps in now in the first pitch. Upstairs for ball 1, and actually we have a pinch hitter. For Bishops, it is, for Patrick Henry. Gallagher, comebacker to the mound. Nava is there, fires it over to first in time for out number 3. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, pair stranded on base. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Francis Parker adds 2 to their total. They're up 8-0 over the Bishops. Knights back for the bottom of the 6th inning in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and also brought to you by State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Petco Park, 8-0. Francis Parker up over Bishops. I don't think most people expected this to be the score. I mean, Bishops only 3 hits in the game, no runs. And they've combined for 12. They've been winning this series. They won the first 2 games, this being game 3 of the series against Francis Parker. They won 5-2 and 7-5. So they're up 12 runs to 7 in the series, rather 13 runs to 7 in the series. And all of a sudden, Francis Parker explodes for 8 runs and shuts them out up to this point in the game. And it just feels like such a different team in Francis Parker that when we saw the opening 2 games of the series. Of course, they've played other teams really tight. They lost to Torrey Pines, but it was 4-2. Chris Williams, by the way, still on the mound. Some other tough games for Bishops. They lost to Patrick Henry 8-1 to open up the tournament. They lost to Ramona and Mount Carmel. They actually lost their first 3 games. Then they went on a bit of a win streak. They beat Castle Park, Orange Glen, High Tick, High, and Chula Vista. El Cajon, Castle Park again to go on a 5-game winning streak before losing to Scripps Ranch 12-0. We'll see Scripps Ranch versus Point Loma tomorrow. I'm very excited for that game. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch, Jake Mulliner bounces outside of the plate for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 today. Was hit by a pitch in the first, struck out looking in the third. Only a couple of changes in the Lancer field. Blakely comes in at second in place of Barnes. And Gallagher is at first in place of Carrillo. Rest of the field is the same. Fame in right, Platt in center, Berenson in left. 2-0 pitch, missing inside, ball 3. Williams has 74 pitches here, going into pitch number 4 of the 6th inning. He has 44 strikes and 30 balls. He's been very consistent. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 3 hits, no runs for the phenomenal pitcher in the Lancer uniform. And after a quick chat with his catcher, Campagna, he's ready to go. Down in the count, 3-0. Mulliner trying to work him here. Takes a strike on the outside corner to bring the count to 3-1. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Knights. Total of 10 runners have been left on base. 6 for Francis Parker, 4 for Bishops. The 3-1, hacked at and missed for strike 2, and all of a sudden from 3-0 to 3-2, Mulliner hands the full count back to Williams on the mound. Williams towing the rubber, quickly working the payoff pitch. Upstairs on the off speed, taken for ball 4. Just his second walk he's given up here today. And the 6th inning begins with a Bishop's walk. Jake Mulliner at first, and we'll see if Hunter Cates stays, and he does. But first, it looks like Ahmad Stevens wants to talk to his pitcher. We'll see if the day is done for Chris Williams, who's been phenomenal here through what would be a total of 5 innings, but into the 6th. The entire infield comes in to talk with head coach Stevens. And Chris Williams, who is also the leadoff batter on double duty today. Looks like he'll stay out there. It's just a conversation on the mound. He has 77 pitches, so he could go another 20 or so. But no, Chris Williams now will take off the glove and stride back to the bench. You hear the jubilation from the fans. As he had a phenomenal outing. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs yet, but a runner on that could be earned if he comes around the score in Mulliner. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts to Chris Williams. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, I'll let you know the new pitcher, and we'll conclude the 6th inning. Runner on first, nobody out here. 8-0 Lancers up, but the Bishops trying to get a run, at least on the board here, if not more, in the bottom of the 6th inning. Back from Petco Park in a moment.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Julian Custer is the new pitcher on the mound for Francis Parker. As I mentioned, Williams Day has done 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Runner on first, though, is his. He did walk Molinar to bring a runner to first for the Bishops. On the mound is Custer. Custer on the season has a .84 ERA. How about that? 5 appearances, an 0-2 record, but a sub-1 ERA. So he comes in big spots and he pulls through, but his team doesn't typically support him. It's sort of the Jacob deGrom effect, if you will. And we'll see here if Custer can get some support. I mean, I don't think that he's going to blow this one. His team is up 8-0, but you never know. And Bishops, as offensively gifted as they are, has some ground to make up. So Custer comes into the pitcher's spot. And it looks like the rest of the field, Carrillo out in right, Platt in center, Berenson in left. At first is Gallagher. Blakely's at second. At short, Noonan. Over at third is Barnes. Behind the dish is Campagna. And on the mound now, the second pitcher of the day here for Francis Parker and Jake Custer. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Knights. They do have a runner on first, and Jake Molinar walked as the final batter that Chris Williams faced. And now Hunter Cates will get an opportunity here. 1 for 2 today. Reached on a 6-4 fielder's choice and singled in the 4th. Takes a first pitch ball in the inside corner. 1-0 the count to the pitcher, Hunter Cates, who started off the day as both the pitcher and a batter. Went 4 1/3 innings on the mound, but they kept him in as a DH. The 1-0 in, a fastball taken at the knees for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on now in the bottom of the 6th. In a big spot for the Bishops. Trying to chip away here in the late innings. The 1-1, a line drive out to right, and a great jump by Gallagher. He's able to glove it for out number 1. Molinar stays put over at first. The F9 will bring up Christian Nava. Nava also pitching, came in as the third pitcher for the Bishops back at last inning. 0 for 2 today in the cleanup spot. Reached on grounded into a fielder's choice in the first and popped out to short in the 4th. The first pitch missing outside, ball 1. Just a reminder, the third and final game of our day will begin at 7 o'clock. Mira Mesa taking on Patrick Henry. The 1-0. Custer finds the inside corner. Nava takes it and evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on and 1 away here. The bottom of the 6th. Back at Petco tomorrow for 3 more games. 10, 1, and 4 respectively. The 1-1 missing inside, ball 2 here. Good take by Christian Nava. Nava wanted to let that one fly. Wisely held back. Custer toes the rubber and checks the runner at first. Fires in the 2-1, missing low and away, ball 3. Nava works his way well ahead into the count. 3 balls and a strike, trying to avoid any pitch that would allow him to ground out into a double play. The middle infield, Blakely and Noonan shading over into double play depth. The 3-1 missing outside, ball 4, and it's a 5-pitch walk drawn by Christian Nava. Molinar advances to second on the walk. The third walk given up collectively by the Lancers. 2 by Williams and now 1 by Custer on the opening batter he faces. Castignola now stepping in, getting his first at-bat. Came in for Victory Johnson. Or he's batting in Victory Johnson's spot. Johnson ends his day 0 for 2. First pitch to Castignola here is taken over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Castignola lefty, Custer to righty. And Custer able to whip that fastball in there over the heart of the plate. Over at second, Molinar. Nava at first. Castignola at the plate. 8 runs, 7 hits for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits for the Knights. They do have an error as well. Custer delivers the 0-1 way outside. Great reach by Campagna to get a glove on that and keep the runners at bay. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away now. So far, the first two games have been controlled by the away team. Torrey Pines was the away team against Sage Creek and won the earlier game 7-2. And here the Lancers, the away team, up 8-0. The 1-1 pitch is hacked in and missed by Castagnola for strike two. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Custer trying to get out of the inning, or at least retire Castagnola with runners in first and second with 1 away. And the Lakeview right-hander checks the runner at second from the belt. Pearson fires the 1-2. Missing low and inside. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Custer, in his third batter faced, has 12 pitches, 5 strikes, 7 balls. He delivers the 2-2, just a tad outside, ball 3. Castagnola shaking a little bit on that one. Took it, wasn't sure. Looked back at the umpire, and the umpire gave him a little wink and said, "Don't worry, it's a ball." Full count now to Castagnola. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Payoff pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 3 on the fastball. And Custer gets his first strikeout of the day, and out number 2 here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Thornton now. On the day for Ray Thornton, 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 4th inning. He came in place of Julian Tang, who struck out in the 2nd inning. So far at the 6th spot, it's not been kind to the 2 batters. The first pitch into Thornton missing inside for ball 1. Ray Thornton with runners on first and second, trying to keep the inning alive here for Bishops, trailing 8-0 to Francis Parker. Custer toes the rubber and fires in the 1-0 pitch. It's taken at the knees, but this time he gets the call. It's even the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The shadows now fully over the field, cloud cover in effect. The sun can't see it. It's still daytime, but in the next 2 hours, we'll have the lights fully on here. We'll have baseball under the lights in our late game. The 1-1 pitch missing up and in for ball 2. Both Patrick Henry and Mira Mesa watching on. The 2-1. And another miss on the outside corner. Thornton went down in the count 0-1, has seen 3 straight balls to work his way back, now ahead 3 balls and a strike with runners on first and second and 2 away. Custer trying to get out of the inning. Fastball in there at the knees for a strike. Thornton didn't even look like he was ready for the pitch, just sort of watched it go in a melancholic fashion. Custer brings the count full now, back-to-back full counts. The payoff pitch here for Custer. He deals, runners go, and it is taken on the inside corner for ball 4. A 6-pitch walk drawn by Thornton loads up the bases. The second walk given up here for Custer. 4 now drawn by Bishops in total. 3 in the inning. Moliner over at third. He led off the inning with a walk. Nava, 2 batters later, walked. He's at second. And Thornton over at first drew that walk. And that'll bring up Yang in his first in his first at-bat of the evening. He came in as a pinch hitter in the 5th and struck out swinging. And actually, excuse me, it's Gavin Lee in that spot. So Gavin Lee back in. He's 0 for 1, lined out in his first trip, and takes a first pitch strike at the knees. 0-1 the count to Lee. Bases juiced up here, all by way of walk. Bishops has drawn a walk every other batter in the inning. This one a crack to short, bobbled by Noonan. He corrals it, underhands it to Blakely at second, and it's in time. The force out retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The bases left loaded. 6 innings have come and gone from Petco Park. To the 7th inning we go. Francis Parker leads the Bishops 8-0. Back for more in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider, CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day at Petco Park, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and also State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For all of your insurance needs, hit up my boy Ronald Wang at State Farm, 858-484-1297. For all of your insurance needs out in the Rancho Penasquitos area here in San Diego. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher in here for the Bishops. Looks like Jake Molinar is actually coming in place of Christian Nava to pitch. We'll double check that. No, it is. So Nava no longer on the mound. Did they move him is the question, and we'll wait for confirmation. The first batter will be Hunter Ryan here for Francis Parker, up 8-0. Just trying to get all the fielding switches. So the Lancers out and left. Oh, well, I guess that doesn't matter because they're hitting. So let me give you the field. Thornton in left, Casagnola in right, and Larocca in center. That's the Knights outfield. At catcher is Mayer. Over at first base is Cates. Nava at shortstop. So he went from pitcher to shortstop. He goes 1 1/3 innings, gets 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts for Nava. And now Molinar will come in here and try to stave off any more damage with his team trailing 8-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Lee over at second, Cates at first, over at third is Coleman, and behind the dish is Mayer, as I mentioned. This is the 4th pitcher of the day for Bishops. And on the season for Molinar, he's been very good. Leads his team in innings pitched with 36 coming into this appearance. 33 strikeouts, 24 walks, and a 3.31 ERA, and a 1-1 record. The first pitch into Hunter Ryan is taken low for ball 1. And actually, it looks like we may have a pinch hitter here for Francis Parker as the 1-0 pitch is taken on the outside corner for strike 1. It's Aiden Blakely coming in the 6th spot. Ropes one and out into right field for a single. How about that? A pinch hit single for Aiden Blakely. And he gives Francis Parker a base runner here in the top of the 7th with nobody out. How nice is it for a head coach to have a batter that you can insert like that and rope in a single in his first at-bat of the day? By the way, prior to that hit, Aiden Blakely was batting 1,000, so he's now 2 for 2 on the season, believe it or not. He was 1 for 1 with the double prior, and Corey Berenson steps in. And actually, no, we have another pinch hitter. Okay, so this is important. Like I said, we're going to see a plethora of pinch hitters, and here we have another one in the form of Nico Monafo. He comes in place of Corey Berenson, who went 2 for 3, including 2 RBIs and 2 singles. The 1-0 pitch taken on the inside corner, called a strike, though. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Monafo. Monafo on the season, batting .333, only 6 at-bats, does have 2 hits, though, 2 runs scored and an RBI. The 1-1 pitch misses in the dirt, and advancing on the wild pitch from first to second goes Blakely. So that'll be a wild pitch, runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Knights. Ironically, Bishops has 7 runners left on base. Only 6 for Francis Parker, but Francis Parker has done a much better job, obviously, with the 8 runs, driving runners in. The 2-1-2 Monafo paints the outside corner, taken for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Ethan Platt waiting on deck. I believe that's him again. Now is the part of the game when all the subs come in. And being in the press box, we are at a disadvantage. The 2-2 bounces in the dirt for strike, or for ball 3 rather. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody away here. Runner on second in the top of the 7th inning. A beautiful day from the ballpark. Petco Park, the Mecca. baseball stadiums in the world. How about that? The payoff pitch number 6 of the at-bat. And Monafo swings out of his shoes, but just hits that ball back down off the plate, foul. So we'll do it again. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat pending. Four pitchers have been used. Francis Parker, only 2 have been used for Bishops, only 2 have been used for Francis Parker. But it's those 8 runs that have just plagued. Only 2 innings that Lancers did not score. They scored 2 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 2 in the sixth. Talk about a consistent performance offensively. And it's been the entire order that has come through for this Lancer team. It's not like the top of the order has been consistent with the bottom. It's the entire 9. Each batter is contributing in their own way. The 3-2. A line out to second. Lee is there for out number 1. Over at second, staying put is Aiden Blakely. 1 away for Ethan Platt. He's 0 for 3 today. A pair of strikeouts sandwiched in between those is a ground out to third. 1 away here in an 8-0 ball game. In the top of the 7th inning, remember, high school, only 7 innings are played unless you go extra. The first pitch to the 8th batter in the lineup, Ethan Platt, taken on the outside corner, a fastball for strike 1. Of course, Mira Mesa, Patrick Henry will take place about 40 minutes or so after this one, closer to 7 o'clock. Molinar delivers the 0-1, change up in the dirt for ball 1. And for Molinar, 36 innings coming into this game, leads his team. Getting some late relief opportunity here for Bishops. A team that's giving up over 4 runs per game. The 1-1, a half-hearted wave, but it's fouled back by Platt. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. And the Knights never really felt like they were going to get hot offensively, at least to this point. They got a base runner in the first and in the third by way of a walk, but they only got 1 hit in the fourth, and that was their first hit. 1 hit in the fifth and 2 hits in the sixth have accounted for their total. The 2-2 waved down and missed strike 3. Ethan Platt goes down swinging. The first strikeout on the day for Molinar. Puts 2 outs up on the board now. Over at second, Aiden Blakely staying put. And Sam Carrillo in the bottom of the order steps in. Carrillo on the day, 2 for 3. Struck out in the second, singled in the fourth. And singled in the sixth. Got an RBI in both those. Has 2 runs as well. First pitch to him, bouncing in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes to Carrillo, playing first base. He actually moved into the DH spot when Hunter Cates moved from pitcher to first. Crack of the bat, sends this ball to second. Lee is there, and he makes the throw to first for out number 3. So after a leadoff single by Aiden Blakely, Monafo, Platt, and Carrillo go down in short order. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man stranded left on base. 1/2 inning to go. Bishops, can they make up the 8-run deficit in the bottom of the 7th? Well, we're about to find out on the other side of the break. Francis Parker up over Bishops, 8-0, bottom of the 7th coming up in a moment. You're listening to the Prep Insider, CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union and State Farm.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Ronald Wang in San Diego today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bottom of the 7th, getting ready to go at Petco Park for our CIF SDS high school baseball games at Petco Park, hosted by the Padres. Each and every game can be heard here on the Prep Insider stream, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. Wrapping up game number 2 of our 3-game slate today. We'll have 3 more tomorrow. Yes, folks, I will be on the air by myself for a total of 14 hours when it is all said and done, but all 14 of those hours are from the press box at Petco Park. So selfishly, I'm not too upset. Also, how can we complain when we get to watch some quality baseball throughout teams from San Diego and Imperial counties? Remember, the late game tomorrow is Calexico taking on Century. Both those teams, or Central rather, powerhouses out of Imperial Valley. They do not mess around. That's the 4 o'clock game tomorrow. It'll be our finale of the 6 games here at Petco. Custer back in there, fires in the first pitch, and it's fouled back and out of play. Rhett Larocca back in here in the 8th spot. He was briefly pinch hit for by Boynton, who singled, or rather doubled back in the 5th. Rhett Larocca is 0 for 1. He flied out to right in his opening at bat, coming back in here in the top of the, or rather the bottom of the 7th, trailing 8-0. Takes the 0-1 pitch low and away to even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fans continuing to pile in here. A couple of hundred on hand, I would say. The 1-1 popped up sky high, but about 15 rows back and out of play down the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Rhett Larocca. Cooper Coleman waiting on deck. Joe Mayer, the third due up as the order turns back over in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2 from Custer. A curveball got him out well in front for strike number 3. Rhett Larocca goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2 here for Custer. Out number 1 up on the board in the bottom of the 7th. And Cooper Coleman steps in. He's 0 for 1. A walk in the 3rd, a strikeout in the 5th. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Lancers. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Bishops. And Francis Parker 2 outs away from avoiding the series sweep against the Bishops. First pitch to Coleman. Missing up and away for ball 1. Custer working slowly from the belt, delivers the 1-0, a fastball. This one at the knees taken. Coleman looking perhaps for a higher pitch. Called a strike nonetheless. 1's across the board now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 8-0 score. Lancers up over the Knights. They've led every moment of this one. The 1-1. This one missing outside for ball 2. Good eye by Coleman. And the righty delivers the 2-1. Fastball inside for ball 3. So 3 balls and a strike now. Cooper Coleman, after going down 0-1, has worked his way to 3 straight balls and is up in the count. At the end of the day for Bishops, you're just trying to extend this game as much as you can. The 3-1, high fastball, a big wave and a miss for strike 2. Coleman knew as soon as he lifted that bat off his right shoulder that it was probably a mistake. He wavered his arms halfway through his swing because he knew he was going to miss. The payoff pitch, taken high to left center field. Plenty of room for either Berenson or Platt. And out of center, Platt makes the catch for out number 2. 1 out away now for Francis Parker, getting the W at Petco Park here on a Friday evening. Gives me the chills, and I can't even imagine how these student athletes are feeling out there on the field, on the winning side or the losing side. I think that this experience is beneficial no matter what. Joe Mayer now. The last opportunity here at the top of the order with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch foul down the first base line for strike 1. He's 1 for 3 today. Popped out the 2nd and 1st, back in the 1st and 3rd innings. Singled back in the 5th, but was stranded thereafter. And for the catcher, the last breath of hope here for Bishops this evening. Custer trying to get this game over with, give his team the dub. No balls and a strike here to Mayer. Custer toes the rubber. He's ready to rock and roll. He peers and fires the 0-1. Fastball outside, ball 1. Trying to utilize the entire zone here. Mayer staving off wisely. Custer trying again, 1-1. This is a fastball, skied to right field. Gallagher has nowhere to go but under the baseball. He makes the catch, and Francis Parker wins 8-0 against Bishops at Petco Park. This one is final. 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 7 on base. Bishops goes no runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They strand 7 as well. The away team here at Petco Park has gone the better of the home team. Torrey Pines beat Sage Creek in our earlier game, and here in game number 2, how about Francis Parker? Downing Bishops, they move to 5-8 on the season. Bishops drops to 8-10 on the season, and the Lancers are able to avoid a 3-game sweep. They lose 2 games to 1, but the important game here at Petco Park, 8-0 in favor of the Francis Parker Lancers. Well, that'll do it here on this stream. In about 40 minutes, we'll be live for our nightcap at 7 o'clock. Head over to that one. Mira Mesa taking on Patrick Henry. Am I excited for that one? Baseball under the lights here at Petco Park. If I don't get to have the opportunity for you to join me in that later game, well, thank you so much for tuning in. For everybody who made our broadcast possible, my name is Jonathan Rifkin signing off. I'll be back on in about 40 minutes on another stream. And if you don't join me then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Once again, the final here, the Lancers down the Knights 8-0, back at 7 o'clock for Game 3 from Petco Park. You have been listening to the Prep Insider CIF San Diego section baseball game of the day, brought to you by Mission Fed and State Farm. Have a great evening, everybody.